Hi, friends. Welcome back to another live tarot reading from Juno Intuitive Arts. I'm Juno. Welcome to this week's reading. So, today we are going to dive into figuring out what you can expect based on your zodiac signs and what we can collectively understand as well. So, I'm going to start by pulling cards for the different zodiac signs. We'll go over sun, moon, and rising signs. So if you are catching this after I have already posted it, you can go into the description section and find a link to where your sun, moon, and rising signs are within this video. But if you're tuning in live, welcome. Just keep watching, and I'm going to go through all of the zodiac signs, and then we'll do the collective. And then if there's some time at the end, I might open up to some little super mini personal readings. We'll see where it goes. So first things first, we have Aries. What can Aries expect? And Aries, there were 3 cards that were just popping out here. So Aries, we're going to take those as a sign that those are for you, and we'll figure out what to expect this week. And welcome, welcome. Hey, Melissa. Doing good this week. I hope all is well with you too. Thank you so much for tuning in. Okay, so Aries, sun, moon, and rising. You have the Queen of Wands. So this week for my Aries signs, this is an excellent week to tune into your own ability to create the life that you want for yourself. And the Queen of Wands, hey, Kristen, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. The Queen of Wands, she's the ultimate manifester. She can create anything for herself, and she has an idea, she has an inspired feeling, and she goes after and she gets it. She makes it happen. Hey there, Spacecraft. Welcome, welcome. All right, great. We got a lot of people in today. This is awesome. Right off the bat. Love it. So with the Queen of Wands, Aries, I think that this is an excellent week for you to really ask yourself what it is that you want and what are the things in your personal life that you would like to see happen, and how can you set up yourself and your situation in a way so that those things can start coming into your life. Because I think this week you're going to really start to see some things. You have the Two of Swords and the Lover's card, which is two twos, right? It's kind of this duality is coming in for you as well, Aries. And so I think that this week there might be some choices and some decisions to be made, and life might throw you new movement, new pathways, new things that will require you to think about actually what is it that you want, and are you taking the steps that will align you with what you want, or are you taking steps that wouldn't get you where you really want to go? And so life, I think this week for my Aries sun, moon, and rising signs is going to throw you on a path and a direction where you really have to get clear with yourself about what it is that you want and make sure that you can move yourself in that direction. Now, finally, with the Lover's card, there could be, for some people, this could talk about romantic relationships, and that this is a great week for blossoming those, developing those further. But that's not for everybody. This can also simply mean connecting in with your loved ones as well, right? Especially with that Queen of Wands, who's like this very passionate energy. This is a great opportunity and time for you to really figure out what it is that you love, and making sure that the path and the decisions that you make are pointed in the direction of your heart, and making sure that you're really prioritizing that in your pathways moving forward, because that will leave you feeling more solid in yourself and more comfortable about your pathway moving forward. So Aries, sun, moon, and rising, I hope that that's helpful. And we are going to move on. Next up, we have Taurus, sun, moon, and rising signs. And yeah, okay, that one wanted to come out, but we're going to shuffle now. Taurus, whoops. Okay, one more. Taurus. One more. Okay. Taurus, sun, moon, and rising. What can you expect for this week? Okay, so the first card that came out was the Knight of Wands. So this is movement towards passionate situations as well. Right off the bat here, collectively, I'm getting a little bit of an idea of what we're all dealing with now. We've only done 2 signs now, but there's seems to be a lot of Wands energy. So I think for most of us out there, something's coming up this week to really align us with our passions and make sure that we are walking the pathway towards the things that we feel that we really want, the things that we really need in life, the things that we've decided that we want to bring into life, making sure that that is being prioritized this week. Now for Taurus, for you, I think that the energy is moving you in that direction. So the momentum that you gain this week, the movement that you build into your life this week, it's going to be coming from a place of passion, right? Then that will help you feel like you can move forward. Now, for you in particular, what's interesting here, first of all, you have the Four of Pentacles, which is playing it a little bit safe. And so I think that maybe some things that are deeply passionate in mind for you, Taurus, are things that you feel a little bit hard. It's a little bit hard for you to share those, or maybe you've been holding them really close, and that might be where you haven't been feeling momentum in the past in some of these passionate areas. And it comes from the thoughts and opinions of others. And so I think that maybe Taurus, you recently have been feeling as though you are a little bit blocked based on naysayers, right? That listening to the people around you telling you what you can and can't do, or what is and isn't possible, have maybe left you feeling like you have to hold your cards close. But something's coming in this week to really open you up into being able to move in a direction where you actually finally feel like you can move forward on some of these things. And that comes from the Judgment card here. So with the Judgment, this is kind of, you have an opportunity this week to start to see things from the past in a new perspective. And something's going on this week, Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising, that opens your mind and your horizons to the perspective that things don't have to be exactly what it is that you thought. Like something is transforming in your world this week to allow you to think more clearly and um, in a different way than the past. And so maybe you can start to see that you don't need to hold things so close to your heart and your chest as much as maybe in the past you've done, and that you have an opportunity to really break free from that and start flowing in those passionate directions. So Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising, I hope that that's helpful, and I hope you have an excellent week this week. We're going to move on now to Gemini. All right, Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What do my Geminis need to know? Gemini. Okay, Gemini. All right, you got the Knight of Wands as well. Yeah, I feel that Wands seem to be the theme this week, and the energy. Okay, well, interesting. You got two of the Taurus cards. I'm gonna have to do some reshuffling, but there's I think, I think maybe all of us are feeling a little bit less like we need to listen to the people telling us we can't do things, and that there's a little bit of an air coming up, opening us up to the ability to move in directions that we need to for ourselves, based on what we know we need and what we are trying to do, and not necessarily listening to the people who are saying no to that, but listening to the voice within. I think, Gemini, you have a lot of that coming up this week as well. Big wand energy, Kristen says. Yes, I think that's huge this week for all of us. And that seems to be, when we get to the collective reading, I'll definitely talk about that. But I think that that's really huge this week. Now, for Geminis, you have the Hanged Man card. So I think for my Geminis out there, this week may not feel, although you do have, with this Knight of Wands, this is movement towards your dreams. So there will be real movement happening. But what's interesting is I think it might be a little bit clouded, or at the very least, I don't think it's going to be physical movement for you this week. I think the movement that happens for you is going to be internal shifts here. The Hanged Man is someone who has purposefully hung himself upside down on this tree in order to gain spiritual wisdom and spiritual insight. And so what's interesting about this card, it is a stuck card, but it's one in which important, powerful insights can be gained. This does seem very similar to the Taurus reading, which is interesting. So that, I think, collectively is another important message that we'll get to. But I think for you in particular, Gemini, you have deep spiritual wisdom coming to you this week from the places that have left you feeling stuck, and ultimately will allow you to change and reincorporate yourself in a new and different way with this Temperance card. The Temperance card is all about making lemonade out of the lemons that life throws you. And so I think for you, this reserved energy, in fact, I think for you, Gemini, you might be being recommended to actually yourself take some time out from being totally active this week and take some time for processing things. Because with the Temperance card here, that processing information is going to help you catalyze into a more understandable way that you can then take charge and activate your life in a new way later after this week that will bring powerful new change into your life. Now, I'm also just, I don't always look at the symbolism of the cards, but in particular, I've never noticed this, but there's a lot of dragons. Yeah, there's a lot of dragons on this card. So for you, Gemini, as well, you have the dragon symbolism, at least the Asian, Chinese, Korean, Japanese dragons, which are all about wisdom. They're very wise, powerful beings. And Gemini being an air sign, your intellect and your wisdom, I think this week are going to be really powerful for you. So use that powerful wisdom to transform areas and aspects of your life that are ready to come in right now. Kristen says, other sister is Gemini. She really, really desperately needs a timeout for herself. Oh, yeah, yeah. So this might be a good time for her to do that. And Melissa says, that sounds like it's for our younger sister. Okay, yeah. Well, hopefully she can take some time out this week. We're outside for confirmation, so let her know. It might be a good week for that. All right, so let's see what else is coming in here. I'm going to do a quick shuffle here. Next up, we have Cancer. Kristen, we didn't know we were both going to comment. Oh, that's funny. All right, here we go. So what is next up? We've got Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What do my Cancers need to know this week? Anything else? No, I think that's good. All right, so Cancer, what's going on with you? You have the Three of Wands, more Wands energy. Everybody's had a wand so far this week, so more wands. Wands are all about the passion and the fire within and following the flame of our heart and using that to move forward and to try to create what it is that we want for our lives and taking that inspired action and flowing with it. For you this week, Cancer, that is coming into a place where you're ready to make some moves. I think for my Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising, you're ready to maybe not necessarily leave a situation, but a new situation has been building. It's been building up for a while now. The planning stages, the preparation stages, the idea stages, those have all come, and you've taken a lot of things into consideration. And now this week, there's an opportunity for you to really take some steps and move forward on this thing and really start the journey in a way where you're finally moving in a real direction. So this week, I think, is all about that. Now, it comes from a place of processing, which is interesting. You have the Dark Night of the Soul card here with the Five of Wands, and this card, it's one of, it can be a bit challenging sometimes, but what's interesting is it's allowing the difficult aspects of your life to transform themselves into powerful wisdom to move forward. And so I think for you, you're finally ready to move forward past and beyond some of these things. But it comes from a place of acknowledging that it's okay to go through difficult situations, right? And um, that difficult situations don't need to hold us back. They don't need to force us from being who we need to be, but instead, these challenging situations can help catalyze ourselves into powerful momentum in a positive direction, right? That by knowing what difficult things are, we can we can have compassion for ourselves and find a way to build in something new and different based on the knowledge that's come. So I think for you, you're walking in a positive direction right now, which is good. So I think that any difficult things that have happened, um, it's not to be discounted. Like, definitely feel all that needs to be felt around those situations. But I think that you're ready to set off towards the sunset, right? You're ready to move in a beautiful new direction and allow in some really wonderful things for yourself. Now you have the Seven of Cups, which is talking about multiple directions and maybe sometimes some confusion on where to go. And so just keep in mind that it's okay to choose one path now and follow it wholeheartedly. and know that even if there were many different pathways that you want to go on, just choosing one for now is fine. That doesn't mean that the other ideas and directions and pathways have to disappear or go away. It just means that you can maybe have faith that they'll come back at a different time, right? So choose one and really go for one thing. Don't feel like you have to scatter your energy. Just have faith and trust that when you finish this one direction, the other directions will still be there, and you can go back and follow those as well. Kristen says, close friend is a Cancer. I've been waiting for her to make some positive life choices. The good choices keep presenting themselves, but she hasn't been able to make herself take them yet. Well, I mean, I think it's just important to remember that everybody has to do things in their own time. And what's great about positive possibilities and good choices is that they never actually go away, right? So as we move through life, I mean, I think that life has a way of throwing us through the cycles that we need to go through, and we can either learn from them and move forward from them or not. And all of it's okay, in the long run, because once we finally do make those choices and opportunities, right, the more opportunities will always come until you can't move forward anymore. At least that's my own personal philosophy. So she'll get there or she won't, and that's life too, so hopefully that's okay. We all have to be on our own journey through life and follow what we need to. Kristen says, you're so right. I just want her to feel good about herself. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. And hopefully she can find that, hopefully she can find that, for sure. Okay, so next up we have, who's after Cancer? Leo, sun, moon, and rising. What do Leos need to know? Okay, Leo, Ace of Wands. There it is. Everybody's getting wands today. Collectively, excuse me, sorry, I have a bit of a cold. Collectively, Leo, just real quick, collectively, what's going on for everybody this week, it seems like, is that we are all tapping into our fiery inspiration and using that to charge forward, which I think is what we all need right now. So it's great to see that. There's a lot of fire and passion and energy right here for us to charge forward, right? Pluto is moving into Aquarius now this week, and it will be there for the next 20 years. So that's something interesting going on astrologically. I think that Saturn is out of retrograde. It was in retrograde for a minute or something. I don't actually know for sure. Check it with your astrologers. I'm a tarot reader, but I tangentially follow astrology. And so, yeah, I think, it does feel like we have a lot of clear pathways right now. There's not as much keeping us back and holding us back. And so for you, Leo, you have a new beginning here. It's a new beginning in the passions and the things that light you up in life, your dreams, the possibilities of a bright, beautiful future. Something's coming in your life this week for you to really take charge and go with it, roll with it, flow in a powerful direction for yourself and charge forward. It's great to see that you have that capability. Now, a big part of that, you have the star here. This came out first. And Leo is always kind of the star anyway, right? It's the performer. It's that energy to be the center stage. Well, you have all of the opportunity this week, Leo, to really do that. And I think all signs are pointing for you to really get out there and put yourself out there and flow forward from a place of real being proud of yourself, real possibilities, and charge forward from that place. I think that the stars are aligning a little bit this week for you, right? With this astrology, you're talking about all that, and I think maybe that's going on for you a little bit, Leo. So take that energy and run with it. It seems like a really powerful week for you. Now, there is going to be a bit of a juggle, I think, for you as well going on this week. So just so you know that. Life is all about balance. And so sometimes we give a little, sometimes we take a little. So just make sure that you're striking the right balance. You're not doing too much. You're not putting yourself out there too much, that you burn out, because you also have kind of the stuck card here with the 8 of Swords. So I think that, just be careful when you take this new beginning, not to go too fast, too quickly. I think that's kind of the The advice for you, Leo, this week is definitely go with it. Start this new journey, but remember, this is starting a marathon, right? You're starting a new journey that is a long form journey here, and it's not something that needs to happen completely this week, right? This is a beginning this week. This isn't a completion this week. So take your time with it. I think if you go too fast and you don't balance your life right, it could end in burnout and giving up a little bit too early when you can maybe have a bit more of a clearer pathway forward if you really take your time with it and you don't rush things. So Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, that's my reading for you. It looks like you have a really excellent week this week coming up. So take it and run with it. Sounds great. We're going to move on now to Virgo. Yes, Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. All right, let's see. What do our Virgos need to know? Okay, that popped out. Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Maybe one more. Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Okay, there it is. And there it is. All right, great. Virgo, one thing that's been going on, the wands have come out for every single pile so far. So we'll do that a little bit first. Collectively, what we're all taking in this beautiful, wonderful opportunity this week to be able to really move towards our dreams and the fire inside. I'm just looking I have this card here. This is for a reading I'm working on right now, but it just popped out to me that the fire within, right? The flame of humanity that burns brightly in all of us, right? There's real opportunities to move forward on that this week for us all. So that's just something to keep in mind. That flame burns bright in you and everyone. But for Virgo, you have the Four of Wands, which is a homecoming card. So for you, where this fiery passion is coming in this week, is coming in the home, in a sense of feeling at home within yourself, that you have the opportunity this week to really come back into yourself in a way that's really conducive to feeling good, feeling positive, feeling aligned with your passions in a way that maybe you haven't felt in a while, feeling opportunities in the world in a way that maybe you haven't understood in a while, coming back into this feeling that anything you do can be something that can create beautiful joy, and that you can, even if you are far from your actual home, you can create home within yourself at any place and at any time. And so I think that that's coming in at this place of having felt burnt out, because you have the Ten of Swords, which is kind of like this deep difficulty in overwhelm, being so overwhelmed that you are at the end of your rope, right? I think that maybe that's a part of something either in the far past or in the recent past that's been there. It's been holding you back for a moment. It's been twinging in your life for a little while. And so with this homecoming card, it's like this week is kind of giving you an opportunity to let go of some of these things and come back to a place of inner peace and inner comfort by reminding you of just who you are in a way that maybe you've forgotten recently. And so as you do that, you also, actually the first card that came out, which is interesting, this came out with some of the other piles, is the balance card. And so I think that you are gaining a sense of wisdom and balance this week towards actually fulfilling some of your goals in a way that maybe you haven't been able to in the past, or that following them in the past has left you feeling burnt out in certain times because maybe you've pushed too hard or you've worked too hard in certain aspects, something like that. But ultimately, you have the Ten of Pentacles, which is like this ultimate abundance card. Now, abundance isn't always money, so it's important to keep that in mind. Money is just a representation of abundance. And so we can have strong, comfortable abundance in our life and things coming in and opportunities coming in and a peaceful, joyful home environments and all of those things without money. But this can also mean a lot of money too. So you have that opportunity this week, I think, to transform and to juggle out, these feelings of overwhelm and too much into a place of feeling as though you have actual opportunities coming in that you can follow, that you can feel like you have connection to, that help you feel like things are possible and the flow is here for you, right? So that's great. Kristen says, yes, you can absolutely create home within yourself at any time. Yes, I fully agree with that 100%. And I think for excuse me, I think for Virgos here, there's a real opportunity for that, and letting this homecoming within yourself, you know, alleviate any internal struggle you might have been having about how you feel about yourself, about life, and coming back into a sense of inner calm that you can then build this beautiful, abundant life out of, right? That it blossoms from within, and that creating and cultivating that inner world of peace and joy and comfort within yourself can be the scaffold and the foundation to build the rest of your life around, instead of trying to do it the opposite way. I think that the world that we live in teaches us that it's the external world that we have to change and operate in order to feel better within. But sometimes it's actually the complete opposite. Personally, I think that we have to be in a really good place inside in order to be able to build that without. And so I think you have a lot of that opportunity this week, to really be able to do that, and help set the stage for yourself moving forward to be able to have this powerful, beautiful, abundant life that you want to have, right? That is a part of your dreams and inspirations, which is what we're all moving towards this week, apparently. So yeah, Virgo, I hope that that's helpful, and I hope you have an excellent week this week. We're going to move on. Excuse me. Okay, so next up we have, who comes after Virgo? Libra, sun, moon, and rising. What do our Libras need to know this week? Libra, sun, moon, and rising. Libra, sun, moon, and rising signs. I'm going to say one more for Libra. Okay, Libra, you get two more. All right, Libra, you got a lot of cards. That's okay. All right, Libra, sun, moon, and rising. Did you get a Wands card? Let's see. You did not. Okay, Libra, you are first without a Wands card this week. That's okay. Just collectively, we've got a lot of inspiration and inspired action going on. So you can tune into the collective reading too and try to catch that. And definitely check out your sun, moon, and rising signs this week. But Libra, what's going on with you this week is you have the High Priestess card. So for my Libras out there, this week is an opportunity for you to tune into your spiritual center, to tune into your I'm not sorry, I did not do that. It's this way. Well, let's do some thumbs up. Can I get there it is. All right, great. Weird auto cameras. Okay. So, Libra, with the High Priestess, this is an opportunity for you to really tune into your intuition, and that your intuition is going to be really powerful this week, and it's going to be telling you some really important things. So listen to that. Find some time and some space to quiet the mind, to quiet the chatter, to maybe turn off any kind of distractions, any kind of external things, and really, really take the time to tune into your own self this week, because I think it's going to open up some really deeply powerful insights for you that you need to hear and you need to understand. And those powerful insights are going to be things that help transform your thinking about something. So there's something that's happened in the past for you that left you feeling a certain way, and left you understanding life and your situation in a way that maybe was kind of inaccurate or not quite the whole picture. And so something's coming in this week, particularly through your intuition. So maybe even spirituality or connecting into the messages of the universe. There's something coming in with that this week that's teaching you how to look at your life from a new way that maybe is more comforting or more comfortable than where you've been, and leaves you feeling like you have more understanding on a situation that maybe you felt really unknown about or questioning. With the Four of Cups, this is the universe trying to give you a gift and you not being able to see it. So I think maybe that's a part of where this Judgment card comes in, is that this week is giving you the opportunity to unfold within yourself the ability to see just what opportunities and gifts the universe has for you right now. And they might be in such unexpected, unknown ways that are unclear to you. And you can let go of that a little bit and really tune into what's here and what's present for you instead of thinking about all the things that aren't working in your life or have never worked or can't work. It's you start seeing the small opportunities that are here for you and following them and walking down those pathways so that it opens up more and more and more doors for you. And I think, Libra, this week you're starting to see those in a way that maybe you haven't been able to before. You have the Emperor card. So for my Libras, it is important to remember that you are the one in charge of your life and that you can harness all of the forces around you to move in any direction. And, the Emperor, too, it's important to remember that the Emperor doesn't really sweat about the small, little, tiny things, right? He's got a whole team working around him that are taking care of the mundane things. And the Emperor is thinking about the big chessboard, right? The big, giant, big picture world conquering, understanding. We don't necessarily have to take the world conqueror perspective of him, but it's important to remember what an emperor is, right? An empire is the king of kings, right? The one who controls all of the countries, right? Or whatever. So with this, it's important to remember that, like, this card is definitely encouraging you to not necessarily, you don't have to be an emperor here, obviously, but it's important to remember that, like, your life can be thought of as this bigger picture thing. And that this week, I think, is an important time for you to start thinking about your life from the bigger picture, because that's going to help align you in a way that puts you on pathways that you really want to go down versus getting stuck in the little tiny things that don't matter. And I think that that's a part of, this Four of Cups as well. Finally, Libra, you have the Hermit card. So for you as well, I think that this is a good opportunity. We talked a little bit with the High Priestess, but really take some time out for yourself this week. Go off alone and don't distract yourself with all the things around you. Instead, take some time for yourself to understand yourself deeper, to understand life deeper, to figure out what's going on a deeper level. Because I think the more time you take out to be alone and to do this processing, the more powerful these transformations in your life will be. And they'll put you in a place and in a position where you'll be able to move in a different direction. You'll be able to open yourself up into this larger transformative pathway that puts you in a more aligned direction versus the self-limiting beliefs that might be going on right now. So Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising, I hope that that's helpful. It looks like you have a pretty great week ahead, which is awesome. And we're going to move on now to Scorpio. Are we still in Scorpio season? I can't remember. I think we're probably, I'm not sure. We might be in Sagittarius. I can't remember. Kristen says, younger sister's husband is a Libra, and he definitely also needs time for himself. They need more time together too. All right. Well, yeah, hopefully they get some time. They get some time for each other, alone, all that they need. Okay, we're on Scorpio now. I can't remember when Sagittarius season starts. Anybody in the chat know when Scorpio ends? I think it might still be Scorpio season, but not for long. All right, Scorpio, what do you need to know? All right. Okay, we'll go this way. Scorpios. Okay. Now you come. All right, here we go. Too many cards, but we'll figure it out. Maybe we'll do those later. All right, Scorpio, what's going on for you? Okay, more wands. The wands have come back out again. All right, so for Scorpios, the collective message right now, Scorpio, is that we're all being given this really great, wonderful opportunity to flow towards our inspirations. The wands are kind of our theme for the week, and wands are all about inspired action, really following your passions, allowing yourself to feel excited about life and to flow in that direction. So there's going to be really powerful movement in that direction this week of the fiery, powerful human spirit, and allowing ourselves to flow along that and move forward. For you, Scorpio, you have the victory card. So the journey of the wands for you, the passion, is leading you towards victory this week, of feeling really victorious about a situation, feeling like you can overcome something. Spacecraft says, oh, and Kim G is here too as well. Ends November 21st, and then the next one starts the 22nd. Okay, yeah. So we're on Scorpio season for the next few days. So we're almost into Sagittarius. But Scorpio, so happy birthday to my Scorpios, by the way. Scorpio, Six of Wands, you're going to be really victorious about a situation this week, and I think for you, it's overcoming some challenging situations that you might have been in. So I think we will use these cards as well. So for you, you've got the Nine of Swords, which talks about overthinking. It's the anxiety card, and so I think for you, there has been a lot of overthinking and anxiety about certain situations, maybe the world, a lot of whatever is going on in your personal life or in the larger world. There's been a lot of overthinking about things, and that has also, that's been leaving you maybe feeling like you can't move forward. But it's important to remember, that there's deceitful understandings around here too with the Seven of Swords. It's like, that there's not everything is as it seems. And so, don't listen to the external perspective. I think this week you're kind of overcoming what the external is saying, and doing, and trying to push us all in one direction, or have us fear in this direction, or move in whatever. I think for you, you're really kind of overcoming that and having your own personal breakthroughs and victories this week, and flowing forward from that place of that inspiration and positivity and flow, and allowing yourself to flow through that and not get overwhelmed by the anxiety that's going on around. So what that leads to, what that victory is coming from, it's coming from a place of happy memories from childhood. So something that you've done in the past, particularly something that was really exciting and wonderful for you as the inner child, that's coming back for you this week, Scorpio. And that's something to be cherished and honored, and allow yourself to really march forward this week in victory towards having this gift come back to you from the past, and using that moving forward, and taking that and walking away from all of the things that aren't working with that Eight of Cups. This is also an excellent week to just walk away from all of the things that you're ready to move on from. What's interesting with the Eight of Cups is, it's kind of a bittersweet card, because you have to leave behind a lot of things to move forward sometimes. And this card in particular talks about that, where even though there may be and have been important, powerful things from your past that you've used and taken in one direction, and have taken you this far, they aren't necessarily able to take you any further. And now is the time for you to start to let go of a lot of those things that really can't take you any further in life, and start fresh and move forward, based on what you know. Now, what you are taking with you, though, are some of those beautiful, powerful gifts from the past. So this is sort of like thinking back and taking those and letting everything else that's around you right now go, that just isn't working, and letting yourself move forward from a fresh new place, and really honor that. Finally, you have the Knight of Swords, and the Knights are all about movement and where the energy is. And as much as the energy is in the wands for the collective, for you in particular, Scorpio, you also have movement and energy in the mind and in the intellect, which I think is really good, based on that anxiety card we had before, which is all about thinking and overthinking. So I think for you, there's movement away from that overwhelmed, overthinking, scared inner dialogue, and starting to move into a clearer place where you have a clear perspective to be able to hold on to and march forward from. I really think that clear-headed perspective is opening up to you this week, and that you can take that and use that to help you move forward and away from all of the things that aren't working for you and you're ready to move on from. So Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising signs, I hope that you have an excellent week this week. We're going to move on. I'm going to do a quick shuffle. And next up, we have Sagittarius. And we are almost in Sagittarius season. Not quite, but almost there. So Sagittarius, sun, moon, and rising signs. What do my Sagittariuses need to know? I want to do one more if you can, Sagittarius. Sagittarius, there it is. Okay, so Sagittarius, do you have a Wands card? Let's check and see. You do? Okay, so Sagittarius, all of the piles so far, except for Libra, have had Wands cards. And so it definitely felt immediately doing these readings that we have a powerful moment this week collectively to flow towards our passions and our inspirations and to start taking action on those this week, that we're being given a clear road forward towards really moving in positive directions towards the things in life that feel really passionate to us. Now, for you, you have the King of Wands. So this is the ultimate Wands card. This is the highest card in the entire suit. And so it is the complete and total culmination of all of the energy of the Wands. And so for you in particular, Sagittarius, you have the ability this week to take your passions and move with them, to move the world however you need it to move, so that you can open yourself to the passions around you, right? So really, really, really take charge this week and move forward. And I think for you, it's coming from a place of really clearing out anything that has left you feeling stuck here. With the Eight of Swords, this is all about kind of being tied back and not being able to move forward. But what's interesting about this card, it's not drawn this way in this particular deck, but a lot of times it's a woman who's blindfolded and tied up to swords, but the blindfold is very loose. It's already falling off of her eyes, and she's not very tightly tied up. And so that tends to mean that a lot of times these stuck situations are things that are easily moved out of. And so for you, Sagittarius, I think that some of the things in your life that maybe have felt overwhelmingly stuck, you're really kind of finding the tools and the abilities and the keys to opening that up for yourself this week to be able to move forward in a positive direction. And it comes from you embracing your passions. It comes from you embracing the things in your life that you dream of and just letting yourself do them, letting yourself go for it, letting yourself take the steps, letting yourself take action, and not allowing any one small thing to hold you back in a negative way. And I think as you do that this week, you're really charging forward super fast. The Chariot is swift, fast movement towards victory. That victory is within your grasp, it's within your reach, and you are marching forward ever quicker towards actually achieving that. And so, Melissa, listen to Juno. That's funny, Kristen. And so it's great because, ultimately, you have the World card here, which is leveling up. That this is a moment in your life where you can finally move into the next chapter. So something's going on for you this week, Sagittarius, where you are really kind of completing a cycle and you're moving up and advancing forward beyond anything that maybe in the past has kept you feeling stuck or has tied you back. That you are being liberated from the chains that have binded you in the past and opened you up to this beautiful, powerful momentum for yourself moving forward. So whatever's going on for you, it's like the ropes are being opened, and they're being opened by you, right? I think that's the other important thing about the King of Wands is that this isn't something that's external that's happening. This is something that he has decided to do and has taken and catalyzed his own inner power and his own inner wisdom in order to charge yourself forward and open yourself up into this beautiful new way. Melissa says, it's like you hear our conversations on her back porch. That's awesome. Hey, I'm just channeling it. It's coming in. So it's great. So take it and run with it. It's like you have so many opportunities for you this week to really get out there and make things happen. But it's coming from you, right? And that's important to keep in mind. It's like you have the tools to take the steps yourself and to take the actions yourself and make it happen. So, grab the reins of your life with this Chariot card and start marching forward from that place, because that's what's going to open you up and take you there. You have real power and opportunity this week to move in that direction. And it comes from, really kind of letting yourself move out of those past cycles that, you've already learned the lesson here with the World card. You've learned these lessons. You've taken the steps, and now it's the time to move forward and to move on and to move into something different, and trust yourself that you're capable of doing that, and that this is that time. So yeah, anyway, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I hope that that's helpful. We're going to move on. I'm glad it really rang true for you, Melissa. That's great. And for Kristen. Okay, so next up we have, who do we have next? Capricorn. Melissa says, thank you. We are having family day with mom. Gotta bounce. Okay, have fun. See you later. Say hi to mom. All right. Capricorn. What do my Capricorns need this week? Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Capricorn. Okay, maybe one more. Capricorn. All right. So, Capricorns, did you get a Wands card? Let's see. No wands for you either, but that's okay. Collectively, we've gotten a lot of wands for most of the cards here, and so just collectively this week, I think we're all being given the opportunity to move towards our inspirations and our passions. Now, for you, Capricorn, you have what's coming up for you this week is you're starting to see the results of your labor this week, that the work that you've been putting in to certain places and certain aspects in life are almost bearing fruit, right? Or you're starting to see the results. Now, you're not in the final stretch of things. What's interesting about the Seven of Pentacles is more time to farm is needed here, right? When you're growing crops, you're growing plants, you start to see the fruits and vegetables start to grow here, and they look great, but if you pick it too early, that's it. And it's too early and you can't eat it. And also it's not going to grow anymore, right? So just this week, be careful of doing things a little bit too early. Keep putting in the work. You can start to see things starting to happen, but it's not quite ready to harvest yet. So just keep doing it. Know that it's going to show results in the long run. So keep going. Now, I think for you as well, you have the grief card, which is interesting here. So either situations have happened in your past or that are currently happening that have left you feeling difficult and challenging emotions. And so if you do have any challenging emotions come up this week, Capricorn, it's important to remember that you have freedom to feel all that you need to feel, and in fact it is very healthy to feel all of your feelings very deeply, and it's important to do so. So if you are going through any kind of challenging emotions this week, give yourself the space and the time to honor those emotions. It's very important, because if you try to block them or suppress them or keep them from happening, it just gets stuck inside of you, and you don't have the ability to let it go. And in fact, it can get so stuck inside of you that it might be blocking you or leaving you feeling depressed, or you won't feel open, and you won't be able to really get rid of those emotions until you feel them completely. And so I think that this week you might have some challenging things come up, or it just could be a time to process things from the past. Give yourself the space and the time to do that, and have faith and trust that the things that you're working on will lead in a positive direction and can have a positive outcome for you. You have the Lover's card, which is all about this connection to romance and romantic ability, but also just tapping into love as well. So there could be reaching out to loved ones this week could be important to you. If you are in a relationship, tuning into that relationship energy might help you through any kind of challenges you might be going through this week. And if you don't have a relationship, that's fine too. This could just mean really reaching out to the people that you love. At the end of the day, you are a deeply strong person with this strength card. So tap into your own personal strength, and you can get through any situation, and just trust that the things that you're working on will have a positive outcome for you, that your projects, the thing that you put your time into, it's leading to something. So trust it and move forward from a place of knowing that the things that you are dreaming of can happen and will come in for you. It just takes one small step at a time. So, Capricorn, I hope that that's helpful. I hope that you have a good week ahead. I know there were a few challenging cards in there, but it doesn't necessarily mean that anything challenging is going to happen to you. I think that's important to remember. It's mostly just about processing difficult things. So that could even be about processing challenges from a long time ago, and just being open to all of the work that may need to happen for yourself in that. And as long as you trust the process, I think that you'll come out feeling pretty good by the end of the week. So Capricorn, that was my reading for you. We're going to move on now to Aquarius. So Aquarius, sun, moon, and rising signs. What do my Aquariuses need to know this week? Aquarius, sun, moon, and rising. Aquarius, Pluto is moving into Aquarius this week at some point. It may have already done so. So that's something to keep in mind. Kind of interesting. Okay, Aquarius. Oh, I got a lot for you. All right, let's see. Did you get any wands, Aquarius? You did not get wands either. That's okay. Well, there was a lot of wands. Collectively this week, we've got a lot of wands energy. So I'm sure your sun, moon, or rising sign, one of them has to have some of it. So with the wands, it's all about this fiery, passionate energy and really using that to charge forward. So you have that opportunity this week. But for you, oh, you do have a wands card. Okay, never mind. You have the 10 of wands. All right, great. So interesting. The 10 of wands is feeling overwhelmed, right? Of like having too much. So I think for you, what's interesting with this movement of being able to move towards passions and drives and opportunities, for you, I think for you, what's interesting with this card, it's usually about carrying too much and needing to put some things down. So I think for you, Aquarius, this week may give you the opportunity to learn what are the things that you're holding on to that you don't need to be, and that what will unlock this swift, fast moving, passionate energy for you to move forward in a positive direction is actually going to come from taking things away instead of adding things on. So what are the things in your life that you can let go of that maybe you don't need to be holding on to? What are some responsibilities you may have told yourself that need to be fulfilled that actually are not actually something that you need to do, that this could be something that could be delegated or moved to certain other people or in other places, and that for you, once you can let some of those things go, it opens up this new chapter for you. So that's kind of the for you where you're at. You're at a choice. You're at a crossroads with this Two of Swords. So you have the opportunity to move either one way or another way. And this week is going to be all about learning exactly which direction would be the best for you. And I think for you, you have some hints as to what that direction may be. And a big one comes from this 10 of Wands of putting some things down. So what are some opportunities for you, or decisions or choices that you can make that will help you let go of some of the things that you no longer need to be holding on to? With the Knight of Swords, for you, you have movement and energy this week as much as you have it in the Wands. You also have it here in the Swords, which is about the mind, about the analytical mind. So you have an opportunity this week to open up a very clear perspective for yourself, where you can think very clearly and very deeply and analytically about your situation. And your analytical mind is actually going to be the tool to help you through this process of making this decision and of learning what it is you can let go of. So use your analytical mind as your tool this week. Don't necessarily take an overly emotional approach to decision making. This week, your intellect is what's going to really help you make the right decision. Now, you have a new beginning this week as well. Oh, we'll get to that in a second. This has kind of been along the same vein. You have the Eight of Swords, which is about feeling stuck. And I think that stuckness, we kind of already covered it, was coming from holding too much. And so that alleviation comes from making a decision to move in a different direction, or to move in a direction that can open you up to feeling clearer, cleaner, less burdened by certain things and situations. But you have a new beginning in the Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, in money. So this could be a new place to live, new opportunities, new jobs, new ventures, that kind of thing. It can also just mean changes in your the physical. So there's a new beginning, a new opportunity in your physical world to move some things around, to make some changes that can probably help align you in this way of feeling less burdened and more open to feeling more comfortable. And so finally, we have the Judgment card, which it talks about this kind of ability to look at the past from a new perspective based on the wisdom that you've gained from situations. So I think ultimately what's going to help you make these important decisions as well is allowing yourself to look at past decisions and past things that you've made based on the wisdom that you have now and the knowledge that you have now, and maybe even alleviating some things from the past if there's any judgment of the self from past decisions. This card talks about alleviating that judgment by being able to look at yourself maybe from a more compassionate place, to understand that you may have had a limited perspective in the past, and that's okay, and that you can take the knowledge and wisdom that you've gained from certain situations and use that to move yourself in a more positive direction and to feel better about the decisions that you've made in the past that maybe you either regret or you don't feel good about, right? That you can change the feelings around those by giving yourself compassion and by understanding things from the bigger perspective, the bigger picture. So anyway, Aquarius, I hope that that's helpful. I think that there's going to be a lot of inner breakthroughs for you this week, and that sounds really great. We're going to move on to the last one. Last up, we've got Pisces. Let me do a quick shuffle. Okay, Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What do my Pisces need to know this week? Pisces. All right. Pisces, what's going on for you? Did you get a Wands card? Let's see. You did not get a Wands card either, but that's okay. That doesn't mean that you don't have that energy coming in. Collectively, one of the big things is this energy of being open to our passions and it's like we have an open channel towards moving towards our passions and our dreams and our the things that we really feel good about. So I think that you have that coming in for you as well a little bit, because we all do. But for you, the biggest theme for you this week is you've got a new beginning, or you've got a new way of understanding things in the physical world. The Page of Pentacles, this is a new beginning in your physical world, like your life. It could be money, job, house, where you live, what you do, that kind of thing. But also, though, what's interesting about the Page, it's a little bit different than the Ace. The Page is a student, so it can also talk about learning. So you're learning things this week about how you operate, maybe about what the best ways to make money for you might be. This could be learning how to do a new job, right? This could be learning how to make money in a new way, or learning how to change aspects of your life. I could talk about health as well. So learning new health routines, new health perspectives. There's learning involved in your physical world this week. So open yourself up to it. Learn what it is you need to know. Be open to new perspectives. Be open to trying different things when it comes to your physical world, your body, your home. Be open to learning a new way to arrange your home, or a new way to move things around so that you feel like you're opening up the energy more and not as cluttered, right? This is learning how to make differences in your physical space, in your physical world, in a way that can be really positive and give you a lot of really positive gifts. We have the Seven of Pentacles for you, Pisces. So this is about putting in a lot of work in a certain area and not necessarily seeing the fruits of your labor fully yet, but knowing that it's coming. So you're being encouraged to continue to put in the time in certain things. If you've been working hard at something, on certain projects or doing certain things, being really open to understanding that they're leading to somewhere. And even if you don't finish that this week, you're you are moving in a positive direction in that area. So just keep doing it, keep trusting and putting in the work for yourself, and it will end up somewhere. It will end up in a positive direction. You have the Queen of Cups, who's this very nurturing and loving energy. So this week, I think it's going to be really important for you to share compassion with yourself. First of all, be really open-hearted and loving and kind and nurturing to yourself, and just be very um, very open to giving yourself a break, of like not being too hard on yourself, of making sure that you are you're sharing that inner love and inner compassion, and then also being open to sharing that with the people in your life as well. And that oftentimes we can feel better ourselves when we share our love with others, and that others can share with us back, and we can create these like really beautiful, wonderful, nurturing communities by connecting with our loved ones from this place of compassion, and vice versa. So just being open to sharing that love, I think, will be really good for you. Finally, you have the Strength card. So you have an opportunity to really, tap into your own inner strength this week and use that as the driving force moving you forward, that you are strong enough to make the things that you want in life happen, that you are strong enough to make any changes or create any things that you need for yourself, and that you can um, spin the wheel of life in a positive direction for yourself, even if that is a heavy thing, that you have the strength to be able to do that, right? That you can move in whatever direction you need for yourself. Okay, so Pisces, that was my reading for you. I hope that it was helpful. I hope you have an excellent week ahead. And we're going to do the collective reading now. After the collective reading, we also have a little bit of an opening for some super quick personal readings. So, especially because I'm just giving them out for free. So they're just little minis, but I can do a few. So if you're in the chat and you would like a personal reading, please let me know in the chat right now. Just say, I would like one, and then give me a question or ask me what you want to know. So if you would like a personal reading, you can go ahead and put that in the chat now. Just tell me what you want to know. Spacecraft, you said sure. All right, Spacecraft, I'll get to you. Just tell me what you want to know. Let's see. First, though, we're going to do the collective reading. So collectively, what do we need to expect this week? What does the collective need to know? Okay, well, collective as well. Before I get into it, we had a lot of wands cards come up this week. So for the wands, it's all about fiery passion. It's about connecting into the things that light us up and drive us in life, and being open to using that as a catalyst for us ourselves moving forward. So I think collectively we have an opportunity this week to really to flow forward towards our passions and our drives and start making things happen. Now, collectively, also, we have past, present, and future here. So, with the past, present, and future, I think this week we're going to see, well, cycles repeated. I think that there are some cycles being repeated that we're seeing. We're seeing maybe the ultimate outcome of things from the past. And that it's important to remember that, well, actually, what's important to remember, first of all, too, I think, is that the past and the future don't actually exist. And all we have is the present moment and our present interpretations of the past and our present idea and thoughts of the future. Right. And so, because of that, I think this week is going to be really important to ground yourself in the present moment. Horns outside for confirmation. So, try to ground yourself in this moment here and now as much as you can. Try to let go of thinking about the future. Try to let go of thinking about the past. But also, I think maybe we're also starting to see some things come up from the past as well. That actually, what's important to remember is, if you don't like where you are in your life right now, two things. First of all, knowing that you can move in any new direction and make any future for yourself is important. But also remember that where you are right now is a representation of past energy. This is the manifestation of past ideas and thoughts and plans have led you to the place that you're at. And if you don't like where that is, that's fine. But you may need to take different ideas and thoughts to move yourself in a different direction in the future, which is possible as well. So just keeping that in mind this week, I think for all of us is going to be really important. Knowing that we can change our future, that our future is not set in stone, that our future is not inevitable, that we have the tools as people to change our world, to move ourselves in a positive direction, that we can do that if we so choose. Now we have the joy card as well. So there are real moments and possibilities for joy for us collectively this week. And joy comes from small things in our lives. So what small things in your life right now are bringing you joy? How can you tap into those small, beautiful little things and use those to catapult yourself forward? That's going to be really huge this week, I think, collectively. And allowing in that joy as much as you can be really good. All right. Spacecraft, do you have a question? You said you wanted a reading. I'd be happy to give you one. What is it you'd like to know? Also, if you are tuning in and you would like a personal reading, I'm going to give little minis right now. So go ahead, let me know in the chat, and please give me a question as well. That's helpful. So we're just waiting on Spacecraft to see what they want to know. Okay. I requested switching to the exit booth if I am to return to my past job. Will they be receptive, and will I balance with my health? Okay, let's see. What can we expect? And can I balance with my health? Balancing job with health. Is this going to happen? Okay. Okay, so you've got the Eight of Wands, which is swift, fast-moving energy forward. So that's a good sign. I think that, there are definitely seems to be positive alignment energy moving really fast in a direction. So that's a good sign. I think that, things are lining up to move this into being rather quickly. With the Justice card, that's important to keep in mind too, that that there is justice in this, or that you will see justice here. So that's important to keep in mind, that there's a just outcome to this kind of thing, that the right actions will lead to right outcomes, right? So move within your integrity and expect your integrity to be given back to you, right? Does that make sense? So that could be good. It could be receiving reciprocal outcomes here. The Nine of Swords talks about overthinking. So don't get lost in a cycle of anxiety over the situation. Don't overthink it. Don't seem like, don't think that things are, don't let things get to you about the situation one way or the other, regardless of what the outcome might be. Finally, you have the Seven of Swords, which could talk about, it can talk about deception in a certain way, but I think it can also mean, like, I think for you in the situation, what it seems like is that you don't see the whole picture. Like that you're not going to be shown the whole picture of the situation. And maybe that's something to keep in mind as well, that like that returning to this job, I feel like you won't be given all of the information about everything. I don't know if that makes sense. Like you won't be given all of the understandings of everything, but that's okay too. That you have an opportunity um, to like it, maybe like don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. Don't feel like you need to have all of the answers to things too, and then you might not be given all of them either, and that if that happens, right, that you're not given all of the answers to everything, and that makes you feel anxious, that could be something to keep in mind about this opportunity as well, if that makes sense. But I think that all signs are pointing to it happening rather quickly if you decide that's what you want, that it all kind of lines up and begins. So anyway, I hope that's helpful. Did anybody else want a quick little personal reading? We got 3 people in the chat. Anybody? Go ahead and let me know now if you would like a quick personal reading. Anybody? Just wait real quick. All right. Okay. I know there's a few people in the chat here still, but I think I may end this week. So, everyone, I hope that you have an excellent week ahead. If you are just tuning in now and you would like to know your sun, moon, and rising signs, you can rewind this video. I would say within the next 15 minutes, I will have the description updated. So you'll be able to click the links within the description to find the exact timestamp. But otherwise, you can just kind of scroll through. Anyway, everyone, I hope you have an excellent week ahead, and stay tuned for more pick a card tarot reading videos. I have one I've been working on for a long time. It's just like not coming out, which is interesting. So that could be a sign to abandon, but I don't know. We'll see. Otherwise, I should have at least one up this week, and I'll be with you with the live stream again this time next week. So catch you later. Thanks so much for tuning in.